I suppose the entrance exam is already finished by now, right?
Yeah, it has.
Oh, really? I know you must have worked so hard for this and are tired now. Should I come pick you up?
No, you don't have to, because I'm going to stop by the amusement arcade on my way back home.
Yeah, I guess you can play and do whatever you want now that the exam has ended. Well then, have fun. I'll see you later. By the way, what would you like to eat for dinner today? I'll make anything you want to eat.
No, I don't need dinner, because I'll just go eat somewhere on my way home too.
Well, did you call your cram tuition teacher?
Yeah, I did. But it's not like this is my first entrance exam, you know. I've experienced this already, so you don't have to check up on if I've done these things or not.
Oh, yeah, that's actually right.
And I hope that I can finally end the entrance exam studies this year. I definitely don't want to be a gap year student and prepare for entrance exams again next year.
You'll definitely pass the entrance exam this year. Because I know you've been studying so hard for this. Don't worry, because everything will be okay.
Are you trying to cheer me up? Because if you are, it's just worthless, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make a compliment on your hard work as your mother.
You don't have to say unnecessary things, you know. And actually, you're not even my real mother anyway.
But I've raised you for over 18 years. Since it's been that long, I would say we do have a strong relationship like a mother and son now.
I don't think time matters at all. If we're not actually related, you're just not my real mother. My father is the only real family member to me.
Hey, don't say such a thing. It's making me feel sad. Since your father was working far away from home, I was the one who was with you most of the time, right? But after all these years being with you, you still don't think of me as family?
But I have a real mother that gave birth to me. That fact will not change. So I just can't call you mother, putting my real mother aside. You're just a stepmother to me and nothing more than that.
But you actually don't know where your real mother is and what she's doing now, right? And just remember that I was the one who actually took care of you and raised you since you were little.
Can you just stop that? I just hate that attitude of yours. You know that it's your fault that I failed going to university and had to go through 2 years as a gap student in the first place.
What? You're saying that is all my fault? What did I actually do wrong to make you feel that way?
Because of the way you raised me, I definitely became bad at studying, like now. If you want to be admitted as a mother, you should have raised me up and guided me so I would enjoy studying. If you had gone through that effort for me, then I wouldn't have to suffer studying at all and would have passed the entrance exam way before.
Well, I'm so sorry that I didn't notice about that, but I just don't know what I should have done and what was best for you.
And in addition, you were working, so I was always left alone at home. So unfortunately, there's just no way to say that you were a good mother to me by looking back at the past.
Oh, I see. Since your father was working far away, I guess I made you feel even more lonely in that situation. I'm so sorry to make you feel like that, but you know that I had to continue to work to make a living for our family, so I just want you to understand that situation.
You had to work, and we had trouble making a living because Dad didn't put any money he earned into our family savings, right?
Well, unfortunately, that's right.
Well, didn't that happen because of you as well?
What? Me? Why do you think so?
Because I suppose Dad didn't have any feelings left for you anymore, and he's probably having an affair with another woman as he's been living separately from us.
No, that can't be true.
No, it has to be absolutely true, but I can understand why Dad didn't try coming home to us at all. It's because you aren't attractive enough as a woman.
How dare you say such a thing?
Don't you know that there's no man out there who would think that you're attractive? Maybe you might have been a little better in the past, but now you're just an old lady, you know? I'm so embarrassed about you that I can't even introduce you to people.
Embarrassing? Oh, so that's how you felt about me? I did try to do my best as your mother up until now, though. So I'm just so shocked to know that you were thinking of me like that after all these years. Hey, Ron, what time are you coming back home? I was just thinking, since I can leave work early tonight, why don't we go out to eat somewhere?
Why do we have to go out?
Well, because you got accepted to university, and I haven't actually had a chance to congratulate you on that.
If you really want to congratulate me on that, then just give me some money. Then I could just buy whatever I want to with it.
But why don't we celebrate once, just by the two of us? I can take you to an expensive steakhouse, and we can splurge on some steak if you want to.
But I definitely won't be happy going out eating with you, and I'd rather go with Dad if we're going to a steakhouse.
Ron, why does it have to be your dad? You know that I'm the one who's been living together with you all this time. So I really want to celebrate this special occasion with you. Because I know how hard you studied these few years to be accepted to university.
So as I've been saying, you're not my real parent, are you? If I'm gonna be congratulated, I want to be with my real family.
Hey, Ron, don't you think that is actually a horrible thing to say to me? I am the one who has been doing everything for you than my husband all these years.
But even so, I've always missed my dad, you know? I've tried so hard up to now because I just wanted to be praised by Dad. There's just this bond between a father and a son that mothers can never understand.
Oh, I see. I'm so sorry. I guess I got carried away and got angry. I do understand that you just miss your father. I guess you're just going through something like a rebellious period, right?
Well, I'm not so sure about that, but I am tired from studying too hard to enter university. So I do want you to just leave me alone for a while, and I don't want you to bother about me, because I'm not a child anymore.
Well, I guess that's right. And since you were living far away from your father, I understand that you want to be congratulated by him.
So now that you understand, I need the money. I want to go to Los Angeles to meet Dad right away.
All right, I understand. Well, I hope you say hello to him for me, too. And can you tell him to please come back and visit us once in a while?
Though I do think that may be worthless, I'll be sure to tell him anyway. By the way, have you processed the payments for the tuition fees for my university? I suppose the payments were due by next week, so I was concerned if it was already processed. And you're gonna pay for all the tuition fees at once, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. I'll go ahead and process the payment.
Yeah, I actually need you to pay for all of it by tomorrow.
All right, I'll do so.
Please, just don't forget about that payment, okay? If you do forget about that, all that effort and hard work will be wasted, you know.
Of course I understand. I'll try to process the payment as soon as possible.
Please do so, and I'm planning to go to Los Angeles tomorrow.
How many days are you planning to stay in Los Angeles?
I haven't decided yet, and since I'm visiting Los Angeles, I want to do some sightseeing around there as well, so I guess I might stay there for maybe 2 to 3 days.
All right then, I'll prepare the money for you. So I hope you enjoy and have a safe trip to Los Angeles, and please say hello to your dad. Hey, Ron, are you still staying in Los Angeles? I thought you were going to come back home much earlier.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I'm actually coming back home today. Since Dad couldn't seem to adjust his plans, I finally met him yesterday, so that's why this trip took longer than I expected.
Oh, I see. How is your father doing? Is everything okay with him? Did he congratulate you about being accepted to university?
Yeah, he actually took me to a seafood restaurant, and yeah, he seemed to be fine, and he did congratulate me.
So I guess you had a lot to talk about since you haven't seen each other for a while, right? 2 men hanging out together sounds fun.
Yeah, it was actually really fun. Since Dad likes music too, we especially got excited talking about that. As we both have the same hobbies, it was really fun to talk to each other. So from now on, we promise to meet each other like this once in a while.
Well, that's great to hear.
And we talked about our future from now on. I said that I wanted to live alone by myself starting from university, and Dad agreed to that as well.
What? But You have no problem commuting to your university since it's close to our house, right? But even so, are you saying that you just want to move out of our house and live alone?
Nope, you've got this all wrong, because you're the one who's actually gonna have to leave the house and not me.
What? Why me?
Because that house is Dad's parents' house, right? So why would I have to move out?
I just don't understand. Why am I the one who has to move out?
That's because I just don't need you anymore.
What do you mean you don't need me?
Don't you understand? All right, I'm gonna have to say this straight into your face. Since I don't need a mother role for me anymore doing things for me, I'm saying, just get out.
Do you really think you can live on your own without me?
I'm gonna enter university now, so of course I'm old enough to handle things on my own.
Don't think that I'll be convinced with that kind of excuse. And remember that I'm your family, too.
But when I talked about this, Dad was actually saying that he doesn't mind divorcing you.
Really? That man said such a thing.
Unfortunately, it seems that he was not interested and didn't care about you at all. So don't you think you should just get divorced from Dad? Because I suppose you're the only one that still thinks of us as a family. And since I'm an adult now, I can live on my own, so you don't need to worry about me anymore. So why don't you try living a new life on your own as well?
I can't believe you can say something like that.
But since you're just an old woman, you should probably give up on having any relationship with someone, though.
Hey, wait. Is it really true that your father said that he wanted to divorce me?
As I said, why don't you divorce her? He said, well, I guess I can consider that. But it's like you two are already living separately anyway.
But now, your father's just working far away. It's not like we're living separately deliberately, you know.
Well, actually, it seems that Dad had offers to transfer back to New York a few years ago. But since he thought living with you again would be so troublesome, he refused the transfer offer. I can't believe he's not so interested in you.
No, that can't be true, because he hasn't told me anything about that.
No, it's not a lie. I think you've just got to start accepting this reality, because Dad just doesn't care about you at all anymore. He didn't bring up the divorce until now because he needed you to take care of me.
I don't care what your father says to me, but I can't believe you're the one saying this to me. After all these years, I took good care of you on behalf of your father, who just never seemed to come home to us, and I practically raised you on my own as my real son. I supported you even throughout your gap years as well.
To me and Dad, you're just like a convenient robot for us, doing everything and taking care of me. We were just using you because we needed support, that's all. But unfortunately, as you've fulfilled our purpose, we don't need you anymore.
No way, that is so horrible. How can you treat me this way after all I did for you?
Since you've already paid the tuition fee, you're just worthless to us now.
I have always thought that you were so rebellious to me because of the stress from the exams and studies and your rebellious period. No, I suppose I was the one that was trying to think of it that way. But I guess I've got to accept reality now. And I've finally realized that you're just like your father, being such a heartless person.
Nope, you're just so stupid, that's all. I can't believe you didn't even notice that you were just being used by us all this time. If you had just thought it through, I assume you would have noticed this situation much earlier. Hey, I heard that you had a chance to talk to Dad. You actually decided to go through a divorce with him without any refusal, right?
Yeah, that's right. I've decided to divorce your father.
Well, then thanks for everything, stepmom. Since you've already paid for my tuition fee for university, you're free to move out from our house anytime. And you no longer have to be involved with me ever again, okay?
Oh, really? Is that so? Okay, then I'll move out and will never be involved with you two ever again as you wish. But just remember that. I actually haven't paid for your tuition fee anyway.
What?
And I don't intend to pay for it either, so I hope you somehow manage preparing your own tuition fee by yourself. Good luck to you on that.
What do you mean? Didn't you say that you already processed the payment before? I did remind you the other day to make the payment transmissions, right?
Since I was busy with work, I was going to handle the payments later on, but I was planning to pay for it by the deadline, though.
Why didn't you just go ahead and process the payment immediately when I told you to?
Come to think of it now, I'm so glad I didn't process the payment yet, because I absolutely have no obligation to pay for such a heartless person's tuition fee.
Hey, wait! You can't just do this to me! What's gonna happen to me now? I spent years studying so hard as a gap year student and finally got accepted to my first choice university. That hard work is gonna be just wasted if the tuition fees aren't paid.
As you said yourself, since you're an adult now, you should be able to handle this with your own responsibility.
Hey, don't joke around with me! Are you actually trying to destroy my life?
You're the one who couldn't wait to spill this all out to me until the right timing. So I guess it was a big mistake to jump too early to get rid of me.
Hey, wait! I'm sorry, I was wrong about this. Please, forgive me, Mom. I beg you. Please just pay, at least for my tuition fee. This is all too sudden, and the payment due date is so close.
Mom? Oh, it's been quite a while since I heard that from you. What are you trying to say by calling me Mom now? We're not a family because we're not related, right? Remember, you're the one who said that to me.
Yeah, I did, but...
So you should be more responsible about the things you say. You're the one who pushed me away first, you know. So I just did what you wanted me to do.
Damn it. All right, go ahead and do whatever you want to, because I can do anything without you now. I just have to ask Dad to pay for the tuition fees instead of you. So it's as simple as that.
That's right. Why don't you have your real father look after you from now on? Since you two seem to get well with each other anyway. And I'm going to live on my own now. I'm just so fed up with having to handle all these troubles about you and your father anymore.
You actually thought taking care of me was troublesome?
Well, it is a fact that you're so troublesome. Honestly, you were such a big burden in my life.
Oh, that's it. You're so pathetic. Even though you acted like you were trying to be my mother, you're just a stranger to us after all. I know that's why you're not trying to help me at a time like this. You're the one who is so heartless.
No. Actually, I believe that I'm pretty patient and more tolerant of things than an average person. But being dumped by a person like me means that you're really worthless.
Hey, Mom, can you actually just reconsider paying for the tuition fee? I just can't manage entering a university in a situation like this. Please, I beg you.
But I thought you were going to rely on your father instead of me.
Actually, I did ask Dad to pay for the tuition fees, but he just refused. He said that since I was the one who wanted to enter this university, I had to handle this situation all on my own. I can't believe he can do this to me as a father. He's so heartless to say such a thing to his own son.
I do think it's too late to say that. Of course that man is heartless, didn't you notice that? Because that's what I've been trying to say to you. He's a man who just hands his son over to his stepmother and goes far away without even coming back.
I guess you're right about him. And to make things worse, it seems that Dad doesn't have enough savings to pay for the tuition fee anyway. Come to think of it, I wonder what Dad has been spending all that money for, even though he never gave us any money for our family. And it seems that he has some debt, too. Did you already know about all of this, Mom?
Yeah, I actually did know about this. Your father's been spending money wastefully for quite a while. That man has just been like that ever since.
But even so, I can't believe that he wouldn't even pay for my tuition fee. What kind of a parent is that, even though I studied so hard and finally entered my first choice university? If I graduate university and start working, I can return any of that money. If you look at this from a long perspective, there are more benefits for me to go to university. So I can't believe he can't understand that and just refuses to pay for the tuition fee now.
Don't you know that he's a man that can only think about the immediate future? That's why he doesn't have any savings left and has always been irresponsible about money. But you must accept the reality now, because that hopeless man is actually your real father.
But, on second thoughts, I guess I just need you.
Huh?
I want you and don't need Dad anymore. I just want to be with you, Mom, and that's all I need.
Hey, Ron, after going through all of this, don't even try calling me Mom, okay? Because I don't have a son.
Hey, don't say such a horrible thing. We've been living together, just the two of us, all these years, right? To me, you'll always be my mother.
Yeah, that's right. I've always been looking after you all these years by myself. I've gone through so much to take care of you up until now. I've always loved you and worked hard paying for living expenses and took care of you when you were sick. But I guess you didn't notice all my affections towards you after all. Because despite the fact that I've done so many things for you all these years, you just said to me that I was completely worthless now.
I can understand your affection towards me now. I just respect you for doing so much for me, even though we're not actually related. I should have appreciated your support more through our daily lives. I guess I just finally noticed these things after going through all of this.
But unfortunately, it's just too late to notice these things, you know?
Hey, how about this? I'm gonna cut off my relationship with Dad, so why don't we live together, just the two of us in this house? I promise to do whatever it takes to honor you from now on. I'll even take care of your life after retirement by myself.
But that means that I'm going to have to support and continue to take care of you until you graduate university, right? I absolutely don't think I can stand that anymore.
All right then, how about just 1 year? I'll start saving up money by working a part-time job, and I'll manage paying off the rest by getting a scholarship. So I just want you to help me get through the first year of university.
If you really want to go to university, then I guess you'll just have to convince your father first. Unfortunately, that's now the only option you have left. Because I absolutely can't support you any further. So I guess this is all up to you to solve this issue.
But how do you think I can actually convince him to support paying off my tuition fee? I just don't think that bastard will understand this situation, even if I explain this to him.
Well, I think you should know how to persuade him better than I do. Because you're just the same as your father, you know. You both just wouldn't listen to anything I said. Blood will tell, like father, like son. So isn't it terrifying to be related to someone after all? After that, Ron was able to convince his father to give him financial support for just 1 year, but his father just couldn't manage all his payments as expected, and eventually increased his debt to try to pay for Ron's tuition fee. However, as it was difficult for Ron to work a part-time job while studying at university, he gradually started losing his university credits one after another, and eventually he had to quit university as he couldn't manage both studying and working together. However, as his father still demanded Ron to return the initial fees that cost first, it seems that their relationship has gone worse. Although Ron still does seem to regret about losing me and probably went through some tough times on his own, I don't actually care about that at all. As I am so free now, I feel like the world surrounding me has turned from plain monochrome to a bright, colorful world. I'm just enjoying living a fulfilling life every day. Up until now, I just had no doubt in putting love and great affection to raising my unrelated son for all these years. As my husband was living far away and we were living together with just the two of us, I tried so hard to do everything for him, just like a real mother. But I guess I was just really forcing myself to live a life trying to be a good mother for him. But from now on, I'm going to live a free life as I've always wanted to, and will no longer force myself to do anything against my will anymore, and to finally live a life I've always been waiting for. Thank you for watching Peep Talk videos. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Also, feel free to leave any comments. Please visit us again to check out the next video.